you're not a psychic. So why are you trying to predict the future? Now, I bring this up because that's typically what anxiety comes down to. We try to anticipate what's going to happen. Now, this isn't a bad thing. Anxiety comes in many forms. It comes in a physical form. That's somatic anxiety. That's your palms sweating. That's your heart racing. That's your butterflies in your stomach. It manifests that way. Or it can become psychological, the thought processes that you have that you worry about. It could be closer to the event. It could be further away. It could be state, meaning that's just in the situation, or it could be trait that's more of who you are from a personality standpoint. But all in all, you're just predicting a potential outcome to where you could get to. But at the same time, this prediction could be wrong. Just like a fortune teller, they're not always going to predict what really is going to happen. Look at Nostradamus. He made lots of predictions. Some didn't come true. People predict the end of the world, and yet we're still here. And anxiety is the same way, because it gives us a framework to know what could happen, to map out what should be. Because not knowing what should be is a very dangerous place to be in. In ancient times, like I always say, there's no more saber-toothed tigers. This meant that if you didn't know where you were, what you're going to do, what was about to happen, you had a very high likeliness of not surviving. Now, survival, that's why we're all here, because our ancestors made it to this point so we can live. So in order that to continue, you had to make the right choices, the right assumptions. And therefore, we were wired to make these predictions. And for the most part, you're undefeated, because if you weren't, your bloodline would end it a long time ago. Now, going to the modern time, since we don't have the same type of stressors, the same type of dangers, our fortune telling ability is still there. We're not using it well. And sometimes we're using it too much. Sometimes we're using it inconsistently, and sometimes we're using it incorrectly. There's times when you do need to worry and stress and say, hey, maybe I should take this into consideration. And there's other times when you have to say, you know what? I'm doing too much. Now, I've talked about this numerous times. It's probably one of my most talked about topics, but thinking ahead of time is good to guess and be right. And if you guess and you're wrong, at least you prevented it. But all in all, don't put too much worry, too much load on your mind, because this is not going to help you in the long run. It gives you the ability to at least be in a safe zone, but what really happens there? When I say anxiety is like a prediction, you can look at it as what's to come, but then you have things like depression, that's what's already happened, and those two make a very bad combination. So when you think about how well you adapt to stressors, it's a matter of not having the predictions, but it's more so of, do they make sense? Are they logical? If they do happen, do you have an alternative plan? If you don't, what can you do? Do you have a best case scenario? Let's think about best case scenarios. Now, you don't also want to go too far that side, only have best case scenarios, but you still want to know that if it goes well, I'm doing this. If it does bad, I'm doing that. If it goes exactly how I want it, great too. So whatever that is, make it make sense. And use this when you think about it. These are just predictions, but just make sure your predictions don't overwhelm you. So have a good rest of your week. And as always, get your mind right.